I want to talk to you about control, and specifically the lack thereof. It's the thought that just came through my head was, it's my channel. I get to talk about whatever I want. And that's true. I can't even control what comes out of my mouth. How about that for this video? Control is a big issue for a lot of people. I travel the country, and whenever I ask about it, it sparks a very lively discussion with people. I ask people, what do you try to control, right? As sort of like an icebreaker kind of question. And the group will tell me various things. I try to control my hair. I try to control my grades. I try to control my weight. I try to control my job, right? And what's under all of those is I'm trying to control something so that other people will think something about me, think something favorable about me, something acceptable about me. So basically, I'm trying to control X so that I can control what other people think of me. So what I'm really trying to control is what other people think of me. So here are some myths. 3 myths of control. Number 1, control is possible. It's not. Number 2, you should be spending your life trying to control. Yeah. You should be spending your time trying to control. That's what a life is, trying to control. No, sorry, it's not. Number 3, other people have control and I don't have it. There's something wrong with me. Other people have it, can do control. I can't do it. I want to knock down, I don't know, maybe this will be a little bit longer, this video. I want to knock down all 3 of those and take you through just a little tiny bit of why those 3 are bunk. All of them. So let's start with the first one. So whenever somebody says, I try to control my grades, I say, how's that going? They say, well, I try this technique and that technique. I do this, I study harder. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's what it comes down to for everything that someone's trying to control. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Another way to phrase, that first myth is we all run around thinking 100% all the time control is something that exists and is possible for humans to do. All you need to look at is just a tiny shred of evidence, just a tiny little look at your life, for example, at anyone's life, for example, but your life, for example, to see that that's not, you can't control. If you get to the realization that a lot of the time you're trying to control what other people think of you, obviously you can't control that. Started laughing. There's not a human being on the planet that is universally liked. There's not a human being on the planet who is universally liked. You can't control what other people think of you. So that first one. My monitor's over there. I look pretty. That first one. I was looking at what my fingers look like. That first one is total bunk. The second one, also bunk. You should be spending your life trying to control. So we think control's possible 100% of the time. We think it's a valuable way to spend your life. I hope you know that there are a bajillion other things you can be doing with your life besides trying to control something, someone, yourself, your emotions, your grades, your hair, as we discussed. Maybe you decide to do something else besides trying to control. Like enjoying yourself? Having a hobby and wanting to do it and having fun doing it? Just saying it's a possibility. You may be so sincerely programmed as I was To think that control is really what humans do. It's what we're here for. No, it's not. Number 3 may be the most fun and also the most tricky, because it seems like other people have control and you don't. For example, you may be hearing some background noise in this video because I can't control the streets of New York. I'm in frickin' Manhattan. I can't control that. Nor do I want to, because it gets a little spice of life for a video. But anyway, there's a phrase from AA that I think of. I've never been in AA. Supposedly it comes from AA. I actually don't know if that's true or not. But the concept is, don't compare your insides to someone else's outsides. Don't compare your insides with someone else's outsides. It's very, 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 very possible that when you look at someone and they seem to have it all together, that they do not. I think with our current situation, our current politics, people are more willing to say they don't have a clue what's going on. Let's work on this together, right? People are more willing to admit that they don't have control. Obviously, if we could have controlled, right? But you still get those times when you feel like the popular kid or your boss or the TV star or whatever has control, and there must be something wrong with you. You don't have control, right? I'm here to tell you, nobody has control. Nobody has control. So that was 3 myths about control. That it exists. Schrodinger's myth. That control exists. That it's what you should devote your life to. That it's what people should be doing with their lives. And number 3, that other people have it and you don't. Nobody has it. I actually talk about 5 myths altogether. I add 2 more in my book, How to Be You. There's a link to that book underneath this if you want to connect further. And I wish you would connect further. But for now, until we connect again, goodbye.